Welcome back. This is Kim Saeed of KimSaeed.com, helping you break free from narcissistic abuse with a mix of science and spirituality. Before we get started, make sure you hit subscribe and click the little bell so YouTube will notify you when I publish new videos. So today's video is centered on whether narcissists know what they're doing. There's so much material out there that would lead you to believe that the narcissist's abusive behaviors are completely unconscious, rising out of shame, and I personally don't subscribe to that theory. I believe that narcissists are fully aware of what they're doing. And today, I want to share with you an email that I received. Now, before I get started on the email, I want to bring to light something that happens in my field. Now, if you follow me, maybe you've subscribed to my newsletters, you know I send out newsletters a few times a week. And sometimes an abuser will get into their target's email account. Maybe the narcissist discovers that someone is following me, maybe their spouse, their partner, their fiance. And I've also had narcissists subscribe to my newsletters just so they can try to troll and send hateful comments, which don't really bother me. I just delete those and take them off my newsletter. But I do receive communications from narcissistic partners of those who are following me. Sometimes I get, again, really nasty communications. But today I want to focus on, does the narcissist know what they're doing? So my newsletters go to a different email address, and my assistant helps me answer a lot of those. She answers most of those. But recently, she forwarded an email to me. She was really concerned about it and wondered if we should call the police. And so, right now, I'm going to read you the email that I received to highlight that narcissists do, in fact, know what they're doing. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm not going to give away any identifying information. We received this on Wednesday, December the 16th. I, first name, last name, am the narcissist. I abuse her, and I mean abuse her. I've taken everything from her. When we met, she was a strong, independent woman that had her life together, happy, loved, and trusted everyone. A woman who would put her needs and wants last to help someone. She was financially stable, with outstanding credit history, and all I did was say and do everything she needed to hear, and that's all I had to do. It did take her a while to let me in because of all the abuse she had in her life. But as soon as I had her, I reeled her in, and that was 4 years ago. I have been in and out of jail because of the abuse I've done to her, physical, mental, emotional, and it was easy to drag her down to having nothing. And she's about to lose her car, her house, as she has lost her job. It was easy to do because of the abusive past she came from. She almost died due to a suicide attempt. I'm not going to go into the details here. So for those of you who are sending or plan to send these emails, please don't, because she isn't the narcissist, I am. It's important for us to remember, and if you don't know about this, you definitely need to check into this. I do have a video titled, "The Dark Triad, Are We Gaslighting Ourselves About Narcissism?" A lot of people think that if someone doesn't meet all the criteria on these checklists that we're finding online, that someone is somehow safer to be with. Again, narcissism is part of the dark triad. and is closely correlated with psychopathy. Now, psychopaths are born, whereas narcissists are generally created. Narcissism is a defense mechanism that forms in childhood. But I think we're getting too caught up in trying to peg someone with a particular label, and really it's gotten way out of hand. I see so many different labels of narcissism out there, and there are really only three types of narcissism, and all these crazy labels that you're seeing out there, all of those will fall under one of those three umbrellas. But to go back to the dark triad, narcissism is a spectrum. But I think a lot of people are trying to default their narcissist onto the lower end, when really narcissists are way more dangerous than we're giving them credit for. And we do gaslight ourselves about the severity of their potential to be harmful. People will say, well, they can't be a narcissist because they only check 9 out of 15 traits. You're focusing on those few traits that you perceive as good, when really you need to be focusing on the ones that they do check off. Narcissism is a cluster B disorder. Well, let's back it up. Narcissistic personality disorder is a cluster B disorder. Most narcissists who have NPD are never diagnosed. And even the ones who do go into therapists' offices, most of them are not diagnosed. Cluster B means that their narcissism is clustered with another personality disorder. So you might have someone who has NPD but also has antisocial traits, or someone who has NPD who also has traits of psychopathy. If you do any study on the dark triad, you will see that narcissism is closely correlated to psychopathy, which is extremely dangerous. If you've ever seen the series Dirty John Season 1, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In the beginning, John Meehan looked like he was a perfect boyfriend, a perfect partner. There were times when his target, Deborah Newell, thought he was the answer to her prayers. These people are chameleons. So that vacation you had in Bali, or that trip you took to Paris, or any fond memories that you have with a narcissist, especially those that were created during the love bombing phase, it's really important to realize that most of that is a fabricated part of the abuse. Now, there's some question about, do narcissists know what they're doing during the love bombing phase? Well, when narcissists meet a new source of potential supply, they are also getting high on the neurochemistry of infatuation. A lot of people think that they fall in love with someone when they first meet them, love at first sight, yada yada. That happening for real is extremely rare. Extremely rare that people who fall in love that quickly will be together and stay healthy in their relationship for long periods of time. What's really happening is the biochemistry of infatuation. So narcissists are also getting high on these neurochemicals. But because they get involved with so many different people, that infatuation period or honeymoon period or the love bombing stage, it's shorter and shorter for them. It's at this point that the manipulation tactics will start to kick in, because they start to realize that you are a normal person like anyone else. You're not some princess in a Disney movie who has absolutely no flaws, and you're a little more high maintenance than they want, because you have emotions and you don't want to be lied to and you don't want to be cheated on. And because this is generally the lifestyle of a narcissist, They know you're going to start bucking up against all of that, and that's when the lies and betrayals and all that will start to come to the fore. I could go on all day about these topics, but I wanted to read you this email because narcissists do know what they're doing. It's just that a lot of these abusive and manipulative tactics have become so natural to them that they don't have to think about it. They don't have to sit down and scheme and plan things out. In the same way that you make a grocery list and you go to the store, you get your stuff and come home. It's natural, right? That's your routine. The same thing goes for narcissists and their abusive manipulation tactics. I'm going to be sharing some links down below the description, in the description box below the video. Please look into those links because I'm going to share material that's going to help you understand that narcissists do, in fact, know what they're doing. And they're not stewing in shame as much as we're led to believe. They're not acting out from their traumatized little boy or little girl. Those children, those inner children, are long gone. And I would encourage you to watch Dirty John Season 1. Of course, he turned out to be a bona fide psychopath. But honestly, narcissists are not that far from thinking like psychopaths do. Read up on the dark triad. Check the description box below this video. I've got some article links for you so you can read up on my material and do your own research. And hopefully you'll begin to see that narcissists know exactly what they're doing when they hurt you. Stop trying to rescue the little 7 or 8 year old inner child that you think they're acting out from, because that little boy or little girl is gone. And before you, you now have a sinister personality who will take everything from you and leave you in a heap with your life destroyed. That's all for now. Feel free to leave your comments below. I always love hearing from you, and I will try to respond to them as I can. Until next time, bye.